What's on my pile of possibilities for February? Stick around and find out. Hi friends, welcome back to Pages and Chaos. And February is going to be a jam-packed month because not only is it Folklore February, one of my favorite readathons of the year with Kat at Kat's Novel Adventures, but it is also the first book read for the Comfy Cozy Book Club this year. So I have a very large pile of possibilities. So let's see what I'm going to get to and what my plans are. So first up is Once Upon a Boy Band, and this is the Comfy Cozy Book Club read for this month. And this is about Adam, who used to be part of a boy band, and his stage name was Deke, and he walked away from that boy band. It was in his early teens and things like that. And since then, he's been living his quiet life as a dog rescue and just trying to keep out of the spotlight. And that's when he meets Dr. Laney, who is the vet that he is using for the dogs in his rescue. Now, of course, they're going to have this budding romance, but he's keeping this secret that he was part of one of her most loved boy bands when she was younger. And those bandmates actually want to do a reunion show for a charity. So now he's got to balance whether or not he's going to do that and expose who he is to Laney, or if he's just going to continue to live out this quiet life. And I absolutely can't wait to read this one because this just sounds so adorable. This will actually be my first book by Jenny Proctor, so I can't wait to get into that. Next up is my pile of possibilities for Folklore February. And as always, Kat gives us 4 reading prompts that are just very simple and can include any type of element that would fit with this prompt. So those prompts are adventure, animal, amore, and abracadabra. And all of the books that I have on my pile of possibilities could fit in with any one of these prompts, so and cover more than one. So I'm not really sure which books I'm going to pick for which prompt yet, but I'm just going to go through what I've chosen and then I kind of will fit in later. Now, another thing that's going to go on this month, unfortunately, I have a very heavy assignment schedule for my classes. I'm in my second to last semester for the Library and Information Science. And one of those classes is called the Reading Advisory class. And we have to read 5 books from 5 different genres and do very intense book reviews. She gives us each of the genres, and for each of the genres, she gives us a list of 5 books that we can choose from. So luckily, one of those books on the very first genre that we have to do for our first assignment is a book that was already on my TBR, on my shelves, but also fits with Folklore February. And that book is Assistant to the Villain. So this is perfect for the romanticy assignment, but also it fits in with Folklore February. This could be fitting in with Abracadabra, Amore. I believe there's even an animal in here, so we could use this for the animal prompts. I mean, this could fit a whole bunch of prompts, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to fit it in with yet. But this is about Evie, who gets an offer to become the assistant to one of the most infamous villains. And she starts to realize a whole bunch of things. Like, not only is this a very intense position because she's watching, you know, her boss behead people and kill people and things like that. But then she's also kind of falling for him. So that is going to be a little bit of a journey that she has to go on, because one of the things it says that she has to remember is to don't find evil so attractive, which is pretty interesting. So it says, assistant wanted. Notorious high-ranking villain seeks loyal, level-headed assistants for unspecified office duties, supporting staff for random mayhem and terror and other dark things. In general, discretion is a must. Excellent benefits. So we'll see how this goes. And then this will also be perfect because I have to do my assignment on this book as well. Next up is Legendborn. Now, this was actually a book that I was supposed to read for TBR-a-thon, and I just never got to it. I got to all my other books and prompts except for this one. So this is perfect because this will fit in for Folklore February. And I feel like this is just the perfect time to pick this up, not only for one of the prompts, but also just because I was already planning on reading this. And this is based off of a retelling kind of situation with King Arthur's Knights. So this would be a perfect Folklore February pick. And this is about Brie Matthews, who figures out, or is trying to figure out after coming in contact with some type of magical attack, the truth behind her mother's mysterious disappearance and death. And she comes across this secret society of students called the Legendborn. So she goes on this journey to try to figure out not only the truth about her mother's death, but also what the deal is with this society and things like that. Because one of the I don't know if he was a student or it just says a teenage mage named Merlin, or he calls himself Merlin, actually tried to wipe her memories after witnessing the magical event that she wasn't supposed to see, but he fails. So now she has all of these magic abilities that she also has to figure out. So I can't wait to dive into this one. Next up on my pile of possibilities is Daughter of Diamonds by J. Gabriel Gates. This is the third book in a series that I've been reading. I actually found him on TikTok and I supported one of his Kickstarters, and I was loving this series. I read the first two books and then I just stopped. Not because it wasn't interesting, it's just so many other things came up. So I feel like this is the perfect time to jump back in. Now this is the third book in the series, so I can't say too much because it'll be spoilers for book 1 and 2. Now this is about Aggie, who winds up coming across these demigods, and these demigods are all warring families. And the thing that I found so interesting about this is that the powers of the demigod families are based off of the card suit. So you have the diamonds, the hearts, the clubs, and the spades. And I absolutely loved that concept. And this just sounded so interesting to me. I'm so glad that I picked up the first two books, and I'm definitely going to pick up the third book this month for Folklore February. Next up is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is the prequel to the Divine Rivals series. So this is about the goddess who was responsible for the magic that carries the letters between the realms that we read about in the first book in Divine Rivals. And I can't wait to read this. And I was so happy that I was able to pick a repeat author prompt for my Book of the Month vault that actually was able to fit in for Folklore February. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And I can't wait to pick this one up as well. Now, something else that I also want to try to pick up this month is the 8th volume of the Lore Olympus series that I've been reading. And these were based off of webtoons that were made into print. And I've just been enjoying this so much. So this is a different take on the Persephone and Hades story. And I'm just really enjoying this. So I'm really hoping that I can pick this up at some point in this month as well. And then last but not least, I'm not going to read this whole book, but last year I picked up this book of myths and legends, and it has a whole bunch of different myths from Greek mythology, Celtic, Norse, Chinese, African, Native American. There's just so many different ones. And last year I read a few different myths from the African folklore, so I'm hoping to at least read 1 or 2 myths here from one of the mythologies here. I'm not sure which one. I'm just maybe going to pick one at random and try to read a couple of those. Well, there you have it. That's my pile of possibilities for February. So let me know down in the comments. Have you read any of these books or any of these books on your TBR? I'd love to hear all your thoughts, especially if you have read any of them and if you enjoyed them. And if you just want to let me know that you were here, but you're a little too shy to comment, then leave me any type of magic emoji down in the comments. This could be one of the fairies. This could be the little wizard emoji that's there, or anything that you think relates to Folklore February and magic. Well, that's all I have for now. Bye.